Coding Novice here, and we're going to continue from a program we were working on in a previous video. It was number 4 of 5 programs we requested ChatGPT give us for beginners to learn how to make Python code. So when we created this file, we ran into some issues. We were able to create the file from the Python code, but we weren't writing to it automatically. So we want to make sure we're able to create, read, and write from files all within Python code. Let's create something like a journal where the user can create a title and it automatically adds the date in a header perhaps, then the text that the user inputs in the terminal. From there, it will create the file with the title you specified, then include your text in the body, and save that file to your computer in a separate file than the main.py. So let's see if we can get this to work. Here's what we're going to ask ChatGPT. Create a program in Python that takes a title input and a text input, then creates a .text file named after the title that contains the content of the text input. Let's see if this works. So it's importing OS again, which I guess helps it navigate the files in the system. Here's where it gets the input and the text. Now it's creating the file with the write function and writing the text to it. That should be fairly simple. Now we run the code. The title will be file 1. The text will be, this is the text in file 1. That was easy. It's created and been written, and so now we can go into this file.txt, and it contains the text that we wanted. Now we want to add the ability to read the files that have been written. So we want to add an option that reads these files. So we're asking it to accept the input library and then reply back with a list of the text files that we've created. Ideally, from there, the user can type in the name of the text file and it'll print out what's inside that file. That way we can see what's inside without having to open it. It's going to give us an entirely modified version of the program, so we won't have to decide where to put the code in specifically. That's one challenge. Sometimes they adjust one little thing and you have to figure out where it is, copy and paste it. Giving us the whole program from scratch really helps quite a bit. Now here's where it's checking if you type in library, but it changed some things. You can enter the title for a file or you type in library. So if you want to make a new file, you type in the name of the file. If you want the library, you type in library. From there, it checks the files. Hopefully it's checking in the right place. This is the magic of GPT. I don't really understand everything going on here, but if it works, it works. Prompt user to select a file by its number. Okay, so they'll number the files for us. And then convert the input to an integer, fair enough. If they enter the title, create a new file. Okay. Create the file with the title, write the text to it. Does it collect a text input? Yes, it does. Okay. Let's see if this is able to read now. So we copy the code. This old code was only 16 lines. The new code is now 52 lines, so it's a much bigger program. We already have that old file in, so if we want to create a new file, we'll call it coding, and the content for the file is, here's how you code. Just download PyCharm and go to openai.com. Or is it open.ai? I don't know. Anyway, now we have 2 files here, and we should be able to, okay, so this file doesn't loop. We want it to stay active, but that's just a while loop. We can ask it to do that later. I want to see if this library function works. Now it shows us the 2 files available, and if we type in 1, didn't work. Enter the number of the file you want to display. 1. File.text. .text. Okay, it's asking for that twice. Print contents.file. It shouldn't add this .text here, I guess. Because the title includes the .text. Okay, we need to get rid of the plus. Now we try again. Library 1. Okay, now we got the contents. So I don't know why it made that little mistake. Let's see if it can correct itself. We run this file. We type in library 1. Again, this same issue. And we'll ask ChatGPT to correct itself. That actually doesn't really help beyond what we were able to figure out on our own. Let's ask it a different way. This is an odd way to ask. Maybe seems childish, but it might be able to figure it out. I tried to describe it in different ways. I accept your apology, ChatGPT. Let's see if this one works. All right, they fixed it. That was pretty easy. So even though I looked and tried to do a little bit of detective work myself, I didn't have to. I could have just copy and pasted the issue, and ChatGPT would have solved it itself. So this wraps up the first 5 programs and the loose ends of the questions I had myself during the development of these first 5 apps. Next, I'm going to get a new list of harder challenges, and we'll see how far we can take this thing. I think the examples they gave us to start out were really good. It was a solid mix of things we were able to do super easily and things we had to adjust and attempt multiple times. So let's see what the next 5 look like. These are some interesting ideas, and I guess we can try all of them. So we'll do that, and reading them, I'm even getting some more creative ideas that may be a little bit more challenging. I'm excited to see how we're able to tackle these problems with ChatGPT. So far, we haven't reached one we couldn't build.